y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings, and we are here with our week 6 Magic Monday video. If you're new to the channel, our Magic Mondays are a video that we do every Monday, and we do some type of ephemera, and we're putting our completed ephemera in our journal book for 2022. And we have pages in here, and we're going to put our projects in here, and at the end it'll probably be this wide, and we'll wrap it up and have fun with it. Little fuzzy thing. Okay, so what we're going to do today is, let me get all these little pieces over here. We're going to make this. This is corner pockets, corner tucks, and they will fit on our page like this. Okay, and then this little tag will slide in right here and stick out the edge. So you have the two tucks, a tag, and a place to journal. So that's what we're going to make today. So let's get started. All right. Now then, we're going to take our first piece of cardstock, just plain craft paper cardstock, not terribly thick, but sturdy, and we're going to cut these two little triangles out of it. Okay, so our triangles, let's see, our paper is 8.5 by 5.5. The length of our pockets or tucks is a little shorter than that, mainly because we overlapped it right here. If you can see, we overlapped it on the back because I wanted it to be able to glue down totally and not just have two little tags or tucks to get stuck on. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure this with our handy dandy pencil, and then we cut just a little off of one side. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get our little cutting board. Let's turn the light on, see if that helps a little bit. Maybe. Oh, much better, much better. All right, so we're going to cut our edge off and cut the bottom off. And that makes our paper now 7.5 by 4 3/4. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half. And so let's see about where that might be. And I'm not really measuring, just kind of little bit of measure and a little bit of eyeball. Put it right there and right there. We'll cut this part in half. And then we're going to take, this one's going to be on the top, and we are going to cut it from this corner, and I'm going to leave a little extra here on the edge, maybe about 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch, just so that it will have something to adhere to on the other tuck. This one's going straight to the corner, That one will go on the top. We'll do the same thing for this one at the bottom. And let's turn it over. Well, no, let's don't turn it over. Let's just do it this way. And we're going to leave a little bit. Okay, wait a minute. Let me think. It's got to go this way. We'll leave a little bit at the top to overlap with the bottom one. Cut that off. And while we have our little cutting board out here, let's go ahead and cut. This is going to be our tag. And I cut it a little smaller so it would have plenty of room. So it's now 7 by 4 3/4. So let's cut this 7. A pencil. We'll do 7. If I can see 7. We'll do 7. We might cut it just a little longer. And we're going to make it 4 3/4 though, because we are going to put some lace or some kind of decoration here, and I don't want the lace to be on top of this and then have it stick out, because it'll be way too big for our book. So this will be our tag. Alrighty, so now we have our 2. Well, I didn't even get close in that, did I? So let's trim it just ever so slightly, a little bit more, so we don't have any extra bulk coming down. And there we go. That'll work a little bit better. Put this over here. And now we're just going to overlap it ever so slightly right here. Now, will our tag, if I can pick it up, fit in here? We may need to trim off a little bit, so, and that'll be okay. That'll be okay, because we're going to have to glue this down. So we want to make sure that our tag has plenty of room. So let's get some glue. Use our art glitter glue, and we're just going to ever so slightly connect these 2 pieces right here. Now on this one, it came out to be about 7.5. Let's see how close we got on this one. And this one is about 7 1/4, so it's a little smaller. But that's okay. We just want it to fit on our page. So this one's just a tad smaller than this one, but that's okay. That's okay. We are going to cut our little board down now, because our tag is actually bigger than our tucks. So we'll probably go ahead and cut off what we had originally planned to cut off, and have plenty of room. So now that will fit in there perfectly. Okay. Now, we want to ink it, because, let's get these little pieces out of here. Sure. Oh, here's my inker. I actually put it away where it was supposed to go. We're going to ink all the way around this. Probably would have been easier to do before we glued it, but it really doesn't matter, because we're going to put some lace on this. And I really like the lace that I used on the prototype. So I'm going to use that again, if that's okay, just because I like it. Okay. Now, before we put our lace on, we're going to go ahead and dirty up the front of our little things here, our little little tucks. You know, I don't do well with clean, so we'll put that right there. Now, here's our lace that we used, and I like it because, let's get a little pin here and put in that side so it'll stay, quit flopping around. All right, so I like this little edge right here because it looks like little scallops along the edge and along here. So we're going to put this on here, and we're going to use our Fabri-Tac. I have part of this lace, I don't know if you can see it, but part of this lace is a little holier than the fringe or the scallops on the side. So I'm going to glue enough so that that little webbing will be caught on here. I'm going to leave a little extra at the end. So I'm going to line up our tag underneath our tuck here with the top of the scallops. Okay. And then we'll get our little scissors and cut this side. We'll do the same on this one. And we're going to overlap this. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. So we're going to cover up right up to the top of our scallops, right there. Okay, let's get our tag here. And kind of cut right down into a corner. Let's cut that little nubbin off. Okay, now we have a little corner overlap right here on the side. So there we go. That's going to work perfectly. Put that in our nubbin bucket. Oh, forgot to cut the top one. We'll cut it even right along here. Nubbin bucket. There we go. Now then, I got, what did I do with those little flowery things? Here they are. And I got these because I thought the last time we used something else, butterflies. We used butterflies in a little piece of gauze here. And that looks very pretty, and I like that. But I wanted something a little different. So I had just a little tiny piece of this. So I thought, well, we can put one up here and overlap it a little bit and put one down here and overlap it a little bit. And then I have two of these little tiny flowers. So I would put one there and one there and one there and one there. What do you think? How's that look? And we could do this with colored ink and add a little color to it, but I don't want to add just a whole lot of color. This one might work better down here. Let me see which one is the right side. Nope, that's the right side. So it does need to go like that. Okay. And this one like this. So if we like that, then let's glue that down. So we're going to go on the thick parts of our flower. Not in the little strings. We're not going to try to glue these little strings down on here. But everywhere that it is a mesh, we will glue it down. actually started out with clean fingers today. Somehow, I don't know that they're going to stay that way. Okay. Get our, then we'll put our little daub here, right up there, and a bigger daub right here. Okay, come on, baby. You need to stick. Okay, then we'll glue this one down. This is a really fast little project today, and I thought, wow, how about we make a little corner tag, little corner tuck. But I didn't want just little plain corner tucks, so I got to playing with the paper, and this is what I came up with. Here we go, a little piece of paper there. There we go. And then we'll put our two little buds. I presume that these are like little flower buds. We'll put one right there. It sticks to my finger because it's so small. There we go. And then we'll get this one. Now, all I had left of this is this little piece right here. That's it. So I think that I will use this little flower right here, but we need to cut these little strings off so they don't interfere with what we're doing. So we'll cut them off as close to the edge as we can without cutting the crochet. And then we have a little flower with a little nubbin in the middle. Okay. So we'll glue this one down and put it right here in the center. Now you'll notice that this lace is sort of a tan or an ecru. This is white, but I like the contrast of the two. We could go back and put some little pearls in here. If we do tiny ones, they won't stick up too far. So let's get some little tiny ones. We would need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 little nubbins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll pull these off, and these are connected together, so they were intended to be like a string, but I cut them apart. So we're going to go back into our little flowers, and we're going to put a little dot and a little dot, very tiny little dot, just enough to hold this. It does have adhesive on the back of it, but over time the adhesive kind of loses its, I'm not sure, oops, almost put that one in the wrong place. It's gluiness, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I don't even know where that one went, so we may have to get some other ones. Let's get our little tweezers here. We may find it later dropped in the middle of something. You could also use little rhinestones or you know, any kind of little thing. Could be a little flower, it could be a, okay, put that one right there. And just tear those off. Look at that. Except I just are so small. Oh, it's still stuck to my tweezers. At this rate, I'm going to be here for a long time, trying to keep up with these little things. So it would be really nice if we had some colored pearls, and that would be okay. But I'm very, very fond of the white pearls. And so we'll stick those in our little centers. Give it a little bit of dimension. There we go. Now you could certainly put in little pearls around the flower petals. There's a little depression in the petals that you could certainly put a little flower right here. I mean, a little pearl. But I don't want too many pearls. Pearls is not the focus. We just want the pearls to accent a little bit. There we go. Goodness gracious, this might have been a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, it's just a little time consuming. That one's little sticky part came off. And so put one right there. And we'll put one right here. There we go, and we've got 2 left. We have 3 flowers because I lost the first one. We don't know where it went, so we'll have to get another one. Actually, I don't think I'm going to need another one, I think. Oh no. We need one right here. And then we're going to need one more for the one we lost to put it right there. And by the time you glue such a little tiny dot and have such a little tiny pearl, you end up with glue on your fingers. So there's going to be our tuck. And our little thing, our little tag is going to go right in there. So let's set this aside and let those dry just ever so slightly and work on our tag. Now, I think on this one I did a book page with one of those little vellum sticker things here on the front. But on this one, I have this paper that I purchased, and it has this beautiful flower on it. And I want that flower to be right in the center of our tag. So I'm going to glue this on here and leave this blank, I think. So what I'm going to do is we're not going to, let's see here. I guess we need it to go a little smaller. I like that. So what I think we'll do is we'll cut it just a little bit so that we see the edge here. We'll cut just a little bit right here and a little bit right here, and then a little bit right here. Well, let's cut that one first, because when we cut it, we are going to cut off our mark. So we're going to cut this one, and then we'll come over here and cut this one. Save that for another beautiful project. Okay. Now then, we can put this on here like this and have it like a little frame, and I think that would look excellent. Tell you what, we could put it closer here because we're going to put some lace on this side, so that'll still work. All right, here we go. So we're going to put our paper back in here and cut just the top so that our stem stays on our flower. And what did I do with my, here it is. And we're going to ink this up just a little bit around the edges, just so that it defines that is a frame. Get our glue and go right around the edges. We can get our glue to come out of our bottle. And of course, I've lost, there it is. I'm going to say I've lost my pen. These little pens are so hard to keep up with. And that glue just closes over that little hole so quickly. Piece of dried glue there, so we'll do put a lot of glue on. And we're going to turn it over right side up and put our frame down. There we go. Now we can get our little burnishing tool if we can find it, and of course we don't know where we put that, so we'll get our this bone folder and go around the edges. There we go. And then we want to go around and ink the frame part. Now then, get this inked up all the way around. It doesn't have to be a lot of ink, just enough so that it separates the tag from the page. Alrighty, let's glue that up. Let's get us another little piece of what's this stuff called? Lace. We're going to do the same thing and put it right along the edge because we want this edge to stick out of our little pocket thing. Before we put that on there though, let's go ahead and I didn't even ink the back, so there we go. Now then, we can leave this blank like we did on the prototype, or we can get some lined paper. And of course, I love lined paper. I don't write in a straight line. Let me get a piece of lined paper here, if I can find one. I tell you what, I know where there's one up here. Right there. And we can put this on the back. Like I was saying, I don't write very straight when I write across the line. I tend to write up the hill. So, I like lines. Lines help me stay straight. So, if you don't like lines, that's cool. You don't have to use them, but I do use them a lot because there may be other people out there, this little piece of paper is printed a little crooked, so we're going to kind of be going uphill anyway. But I'm going to try to cut it as straight as I can, even though it may be a little wonky. But that's okay. We like wonky. Okay, that at least makes the lines straight for whatever we're going to do. So we're going to ink around the edge of this. Just because we like to ink. Okay, put that back up in there. Then we'll glue this side down. We just want it to stay glued down, so there we go. We're going to do our best to get it lined up. There we go. Use our bone folder again. Turn it over this way. And using your bone folder just helps smooth that glue out a little bit underneath there so that you don't have those little ridges. So, I don't know why I keep thinking this is the top. So, let's get us a little piece of glue here. A little piece of glue. I tell you, I don't know sometimes where my brain is. A little strip of glue. We're going to take our glue, and once again, right at the edge of our tag is where we're going to line up the top of our scallops here. And then we'll tuck it down a little bit. You know, I have this little spatula thing here, and this works really good to kind of lay that down. And that glue just comes right off of that little spatula. So we'll use that. And we'll cut this off down here at the bottom. We'll cut it off up here at the top. Nubbin bucket. And there's our tag with our lined paper on the back. Okay? So that is going to fit in our pocket like this, and show off the edge of our paper. Very cute, huh? All right, so let's get our journal. Let's find a page to put it in. That little yellow piece is pretty good. Wonder how that would work on there. Just about perfect, I think. Alright, so let's do that. Let's ink up the edges of our paper a little bit. And I was watching somebody the other day talking about making these little circles around here. Well, out of all of the things that I have, I can't find a scratch piece of paper. I keep trying to grab those little pieces of paper here. I have to show y'all. My little 4-year-old grandson came down last night and saw my tearing ruler. And, of course, I used the small side that makes a little deckled edge. But since we live in the mountains, he wanted to make a mountain paper. So we laid the ruler down, and I held it for him, and he tore and made mountains. And so now we're putting those right there so Nina can have mountains really close. I thought that was pretty cute. So, but anyway, to make these little circles, with our tool, and it doesn't do that as much when this little foam thingy is new. But as it gets worn, it leaves those circles whether you want them or not. I have learned to embrace them. I love the little circles on the paper. It looks like little splotches that came up in the paper, like maybe a little part of it got wet and ran the ink or something. So we have to learn to just live with what we get. As we say in our house, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Glue that down there really good. I just glued the butterflies down, didn't I? Okay, butterflies it is. Because I was going to put this one right here. Let's take this one off. I wanted the white flowers. I got it all set up for the white flowers. So, we're going to do white flowers. And then I will either remake that one or clean it up and put it in the store. So, because I wanted, since this is the one we made together, I wanted this one to be the one in our book. I'm going to hold that down now that I have the right one. Now, we're going to try to move this in here, but this really needs to dry a little bit more. But we're going to try to put it in here so you can see what it's going to look like. And just slide it in. It's not wanting to go very easy right now because it's not dry. And I'm trying to hold it down. But we're going to get it. And maybe we're hung up on some of the glue from the first one. So I may need to clean that up just a little bit. We'll put this back in here. And slide it in. There we go. There we go. And there's our page. What do y'all think? Very pretty. All right, so now we've done Magic Monday, week 6. We've made 2 little corner tucks and a pocket and a tag. So next week will be Valentine's Day. So we have a special little thing. Now I am going to do that video right after this one because I'm going to be gone during that week and I won't be able to get it finished and get it posted. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one, and then we'll get it ready to get posted on Valentine's Day. So there you go. Bye-bye. See you next week. Have a great creative week. Visit our store at pinkdragonflywings.com, wings with a Z, and just enjoy. Bye-bye.